Made sure I was good and ready.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Something I haven't been able to say lately is I've been here past midnight 3 times in the past 10 days. My name is E. Jonathan Hardy. I'm an executive board member of the Connecticut Citizens Defense League. I represent over 4,400 of our members, and I'm also a firearms instructor here in the state. And I strongly oppose HB 6656. I've heard about this bill supposed to protect law-abiding citizens. Criminals are and should be responsible for their crimes, but they won't need insurance because they're criminals. That leaves the interesting time I had yesterday calling 9 insurance companies. I've asked insurance companies about this type of insurance, and when they stop laughing, typically the response would be more along the lines of, let me get this straight, liability insurance, if you should use your firearm, no, that's not going to happen. And a couple of the underwriters thought it was real interesting. And they akin it to, active willful misconduct insurance, which doesn't exactly exist. That leaves 2 companies that did find something similar. Some of what was mentioned here. The Concealed Carry Association was one. There was a legal defense fund, and also some stuff that I heard about the NRA. The language in a lot of these programs didn't seem as much as liability insurance, much as if this happens, you have coverage, we'll help get you an attorney and help pay for some of those services. Hardly exactly liability. And I must admit, this is the first time I've seen legislation where anti-gun types would like me to buy a product from the NRA. This is something that was pretty new to me. Let's face it, it's no coincidence we're here in a session following a recent tragedy, and I disagree with the previous statements very recently, because I've been here testifying on bill after bill after bill regarding, this is one heck of a coincidence if it isn't. Bottom line, I'm not easily fooled. This legislation does not protect law-abiding citizens. It does give criminals even more powers. Now the lawyers know there's more money to be had should they got shot while they're on the job. Think about that for a second. Simply makes violent crime more profitable for criminals. And I urge you to reject this notion strongly. Stop favoring criminals. Don't let this committee get in the firearms rights debate. I've never testified here before. I've had 29 people on this list. The only person I saw was another representative, or state senator, excuse me, I got that correction earlier, that would like to also pass a bill which also charges us 50% tax on our ammunition. So of course she's more wanting us to pay more money for bills like this. Bottom line, I just remember I did contact this. I'm concerned as a citizen that grew up in this neighborhood, people of lower income and their ability to exercise their rights. They need it the most. I looked for this insurance. I can't buy a unicorn or a policy that's obviously made out of unobtainium because it just simply isn't there.
Okay. Thank you very much for your testimony, Mr. Hardy. Representative Altabello.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You mentioned that you're a certified firearms instructor currently?
Correct.
And so do you have, in connection with that, do you have like a business liability insurance? Or
I have a $150,000 liability policy as an instructor, yes.
as an instructor?
Correct.
And but it's probably overall some sort of business umbrella?
It's geared towards being an instructor. I mean, that's what it's geared towards. It's not geared towards me being an everyday concealed carrier, except for here because I'm not allowed to. But.
And what would something like that cost, do you think, in range?
Like I said, it's like buying a unicorn or a policy made out of unobtainium.
No,
I haven't been able to get prices.
what you are required to carry now, or you choose to carry now.
Right. I choose to exercise that right, yeah, but I don't have an insurance policy for it. There's not one available. I don't get the question.
I think
Do you have a policy now?
as an
Only
instructor.
when I'm teaching. It covers me when I'm teaching.
Okay.
It doesn't cover me
all
on
right.
the street.
Do you mind sharing with us how much that costs?
That policy I want to say was closer to $250 or so a year, but that only covers me for 8 hours every Sunday when I teach.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover me out that.
Is that hooked into your homeowner somehow?
No, it's not. It's actually specifically geared towards firearms instructors.
And you get that through a regular insurance company?
I get it
or-
through I get it through a regular insurance company.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Representative Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to follow up, Jonathan, I'm assuming that the policy that we were just talking about that covers you only as an instructor when you're instructing, it's only for accidental, accidents.
Absolutely.
Accidental accidents.
Yeah,
those
it doesn't
kind,
allow me if a homicidal person goes to my class or whatever.
Absolutely. It would not cover you for an intentional act.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? No? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.